The question has been raised all week long. How do you think Alabama A&M will respond after losing to Jackson State in the manner in which they did this past weekend for their homecoming? Well, guess what? They got FAMU coming into town this week, who just came off of a high, beating South Carolina State, who South Carolina State had not lost in Tallahassee since dating back to 2008. So you already know FAMU is really feeling it right now, like, hey, they are on top of the world. But the million-dollar question is, how many of you out there know that this rivalry between Alabama A&M and FAMU dates back to 1942, and the last time that they played was in 1971, where Alabama A&M beat the Rattlers 14-13. These two teams have played a total of 8 times previously, and FAMU holds that record of 7-1. Let's get into it, because y'all already know this is going to be a big game this weekend for a lot of different reasons. It's your favorite coach back at it again, 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow League Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get all upcoming videos. And for all my leaders out there, welcome back. And y'all know the drill, y'all know the routine. Make sure if you haven't done so already, hit that notification bell, like, share, and comment on these videos as well. And do Coach a huge favor, tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's not but positive vibes over here. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. But don't forget, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down in the description. So without further ado, Coach gonna go ahead and tap on in. We're gonna give you the keys to this game right now for victory for whichever team want to get it. Because guess what? You gotta line up. You gotta line it up in between those stripes, guys. And you know what? There are no excuses. There are no excuses. Now FAMU has won 2 against South Carolina State, and guess what? Alabama A&M is looking to pick up the pieces from the loss that they took last week to Jackson State. But riddle me this: who do you think gonna get this win? So strap on in. We're gonna go ahead and get to it right now. FAMU, like I said, FAMU has a chance to put some serious pressure on Alabama A&M in this game because they have the defense to do it. Now, they also have a bit of a history, as I stated previously, history on their side in which they have beaten Alabama A&M 7 out of the 8 times. And the last time that they played, which was in 71, Alabama A&M, they did win that game. So trust and believe, this game here will definitely be a dogfight. What FAMU is lacking in passing, they can make it up in the run game. And what Alabama A&M is lacking in the run game, they can make it up in the passing game. Because you know what? FAMU averages 23 points per game, 145 yards rushing per game, averaging 4.4 yards per carry. And passing, they have an average of 192 yards per game with the time of possession of being 31 minutes and 31 seconds. Alabama A&M, on the other hand, they average 32 points per game, have 90.8 yards. They're averaging 90.8 yards per game rushing the ball. Per carry, they're averaging 2.3. And passing, they're averaging 363 yards per game. And the time of possession is 30 minutes and 47 seconds. But guys, guess what? We only got 60 minutes in this game. So that right there should let you know both of these teams love to hold on to the ball. So check this out. Let me go ahead and dive on into this right now because I know y'all like, wait, Coach, wait a minute. They that close? Yes. The penalties, the penalties may separate them. Not quite. Because guess what? FAMU, they average 77 yards in penalties per game compared to Alabama A&M, 68 yards of penalties per game. Now, the offensive matchup, we will see how the FAMU linebackers are able to cover the Bulldogs receivers, especially when they go 5 wide. You know, we already know Alabama A&M is going to be looking to spread the field to try and get favorable matchups for them to get the ball up and down the field to continue to keep moving things like they normally do in games. Now, FAMU was able to contain South Carolina State, in which Alabama A&M defense had some problems with South Carolina A&M's offense. So we're going to see how all of this, how these matchups can really be key for FAMU on that side of the ball. But one thing for certain, FAMU likes to run a 4-2 stack. I'm just gonna say a 4-2 defense, in which their linebackers are more than capable of covering receivers, and it depends on which receivers are in at what positions out there. I believe OJ Hilaire is going to have a big game, just like he did last week. I don't think there's going to be anyone that will be able to contain him unless you bring one of the safeties down, which will either be Bell or down into the box to make sure that they're able to contain those outlaw receivers from getting loose out there on the field, catching big gains on them. Like I said before, the matchups are going to be key as far as the outlaw receivers against the FAMU defense. Now, Alabama A&M big uglies up front. Guys, this week you're going to have to bring your lunchbox, your hard hat, and you got to bring your extra snack or two, because how you guys got whooped on that line of scrimmage this past weekend makes no sense. Trust and believe, FAMU is going to bring 4. and they're going to come after y'all behinds like you've never seen before. And if by chance you guys are able to hold up and contain the four to keep glass clean in the pocket, they're going to start adding additionals up to the line of scrimmage to get that pressure so that they can make glass a little, they can get glass a little rattled back there in the pocket, keeping him uncomfortable, allowing him to have the time to throw the ball down the field to the receiver. One thing to keep in mind, Alabama A&M is going to do their best to spread out the FAMU defense. But remember one thing, FAMU runs a 4-2 defense, 2 safeties high, and trust and believe, Collier and Bell, they're going to be out there looking to disrupt everything that Keel Glass is looking to do with those receivers. FAMU will be aware of what the Bulldogs are looking to try and do, and they will make the necessary changes that they need to make on defense to keep Alabama A&M from getting comfortable with moving the ball up and down the field. Last week, we didn't see many adjustments that Coach Maynard and his offensive staff made during the Jackson State game. Hopefully this week they're looking to make those changes, because I'm sure they probably will hold on to the playbook just a little bit because they didn't want to give FAMU anything to look at as far as what they could do differently to combat any changes that Coach Maynard and his staff did with their offense. So all I'm saying is this: y'all need to, FAMU need to make sure that they continue to keep balling the way that they're balling, keeping hats on the ball, and making sure that they're keeping everything with the receivers in front of them and not letting them get behind, catching the ball for big games. Quarles is going to be a problem as well, because trust me, they're going to try to run Quarles as well, either off the side where they're going to try to run him right outside the tackle or inside the tackle, or just straight up in the middle like they normally do. FAMU would definitely need McKay to stay within the game plan. Use all of that. Use all of the playmakers that you have on the field. You got number 1, Bishop Bonnet. You got number 23, Terrell Jennings. You got number 10, Jamari Cherie. And you got wide receiver 19, Xavier Smith. Be a nuisance to the Bulldogs defense. All you have to do is just make sure that everything is on point. Please make sure that you account for Trenell Troutman out there on the field, because you already know he's a ball hawk. He's going after the ball. If you put it up in the area wherever he's at, he's going to get it. Not to mention, you got to watch out for none other than Spencer Perry. I don't know if he's going to be out there this week. I think he might have suffered an injury during the Jackson State game, but we'll see how everything goes come game time. Now, the big uglies up front for FAMU. Number 70, J. Jackson Williams. Number 69, T.J. Lee. Number 59, Jalen Spatty. Number 77, Keenan Forbes. Number 76, Cameron Colvin. You will need to make sure that you're able to keep pressure off of McKay. Also, guys, you got to make sure that you're playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage, not allowing the Alabama State defense to come on your side of the line of scrimmage, making sure that they collapse in that pocket on McKay where he can't throw the ball to the receivers, or your running backs are unable to run the ball. This game here, I honestly and truly believe that Alabama A&M, they're looking to get some pride back. They're going to come out there and show their pride, because guess what? They're not going to lay down and allow another team to come in there and just whoop them like they got beat last week. That's just not going to happen. So trust me when I say to you, this is going to be a dogfight from start to finish. If not, it's going to be a long, ugly game for somebody's team. And I sure hate to see, this thing go get ugly real quick. Alabama A&M got to find a post in that defensive front. They would need to bring pressure on McKay to keep him from getting comfortable with throwing the ball down the field. They too got to make sure that they rattle him a little bit to where he's not feeling comfortable enough to keep throwing that ball up and down the field. You got to have him out there second guessing. If not, he's going to stand in that pocket. He's going to carve you up. If not, he'll pull the ball down and take off. So Alabama A&M defense got to make sure that you guys make tackles. You got to get all hats to the ball, making sure you're not allowing McKay to just carve you up as if he's another running back, taking off up the field, just making big plays for FAMU to continue to keep the change. The question I have for both teams is who won it. Mainly I had this question for Alabama A&M because I'm like, hey, you guys got to do something to right this ship. A lot of the seniors that's on the team, you can't go out like you went out last week, guys. Y'all got to find a way to make this work. I want to see a good game this weekend. That's what Coach want to see. Coach want to see a damn good game this weekend and not what took place last week. I'm just going to be honest. This team is willing to sell out for their teammates to make sure that they're able to make the plays that they need to make to get their team the ball back, or make plays to make sure that the other team doesn't continue to keep moving the ball down the field. And you know what? Bulldogs, y'all got to be ready to go to war. I mean, it's time, like I said, it's time to put on your camo gear, put your hard hat on. It's time to dig in. There's no more of this, hey, we the champs with your chest poked out. Your chest got caved in. It's time to figure out which direction you're going to go get pissed off and get after somebody. That's what time it is. Because trust me, FAMU, they ain't backing off. They're not letting off the gas. Coach Simmons got these young men rocking and rolling right now. I believe they finally figured out where some of these guys need to be placed at on the field. And now they have them placed correctly. And they getting after any and everybody that want that smoke. So what you gonna do? That's the only question I got. But now the defensive front for the Rattlers. Like I said, FAMU is gonna have 11. FAMU is going to have 11 hats to the ball. It doesn't matter if it's Quarles catching the ball. It doesn't matter if it's Quarles running the ball or one of the outlaw receivers catching the ball. They're going to have men to the ball. So trust me when I tell you, you guys better be ready to get after it. FAMU defense, like I said, they must keep everything in front of them. They cannot allow the outlaw receivers to get behind them, catching passes up and down the field, having, gashing them up, and just, doing what they love to do. Alabama A&M, Ibrahim, Hilaire, and Anderson, they're going to be looking to make big plays. Those are going to be some matchups that FAMU is going to have to look at as far as what they're going to do. O.J. Jenkins, he's going to get out there. I believe they're probably going to put him in the slot this week, and they're going to have these linebackers guessing what he's going to do. And I think he's going to put some pressure on those linebackers to figure out exactly what they're going to do. You already know they're going to give max protection to Akil Glass to make sure that he's able to stand in the pocket and throw the ball, as which I've shown you guys before in previous. Like I said, they run out of these same formations with Quarles, as well as they throw out of it as well. So trust me when I tell you, there's going to be some changes in the offense, and then there's going to be some things that's going to be the same. Like I said, you're going to see them go 5 wide. You're going to see them stack where they have max protection for a Glass either on the left or the right-hand side. And also, you're going to see where Quarles is going to be in the backfield alone, where he's going to be back there singly blocking for Glass, making sure that they're able to throw the ball up and down the field, continue to keep doing what they've been doing. Like I said, McKay, he's going to have 2 running backs to the side of him, making sure he has max protection, as well as a tight end on either side, left or right, so that he's able to throw the ball down the field. So, guys, this like I said, this is going to be a great chess match to see how this works. And basically, everybody, like I said, they're saying it depends on who you're talking to. They say that the FAMU defense is #1. Some say Jackson State defense is #1. We're going to find out if FAMU is able to stop Alabama A&M the same way Jackson did last week. And for all of those folks out there that love analytics, this game can go either way. I do believe this game will be a dogfight, as I stated previously, because neither one of these teams, Alabama A&M or FAMU, is looking to get further behind JSU with hopes of playing for the SWAC championship. Now, with my heart, I want to say Alabama A&M will win this game. But the loss that they took to JSU last week, this game has me saying FAMU will take this game 30-21. Leave your comments below and let me know who do you think is going to be the winner of this game this Saturday. But until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. And remember, guys, be the one and lead.